A very good evening to all who have assembled for the closing ceremony summary of the Cancer Awareness Series titled as No Cancer Better, organized by Center for India Studies Kuwait in association with Indian Doctors Forum Kuwait. The official inaugural ceremony of Samaroh begins with the National Anthem of Kuwait, followed by the National Anthem of India. Kindly rise up for the national anthems. The idea of cancer awareness campaign was initially brought up by Center for India Studies with the Association of Indian Doctors Forum Kuwait, and it's inaugurated by His Excellency Indian Ambassador to Kuwait, Mr. Sibi George on 27th November 2020. The campaign made a mark in the community by the collective and fruitful associations of 23 different organizations with 16 oncologists from Kuwait and India. Even though the campaign was planned for 10 days from 27th November, as of the increasing demand and the huge response from the community, the campaign extended for 3 more days, and the last session was conducted on December 8, 2020, and that was widely accepted by the Indian expatriates as well as the local community. That truly meant a lot for CIS and IDF for serving the community more and more for the future. And today, we are here for the official concluding event of No Cancer Better, Samaroh 2020. Center for India Studies Kuwait is a collective force of professionals from the Indian community grouped together with the objective to become a center for excellence through brainstorming of innovative ideas that can lead to stronger, secure, and prosperous world. CIS reflects its ideas with the motto, Think and Evolve to Build and Progress. Myself, Mrs. Nisha Dilip, Executive Member of CIS, is proud to be here today for Samaroh as the campaign met its objectives, what it is meant for, by educating and recreating awareness about cancer in the society, and we believe it strengthened the confidence to deal with. CIS is honored to be associated with Indian Doctors Forum Kuwait, the premier socio-cultural associations of Indian doctors in the state of Kuwait, affiliated to Kuwait Medical Association. CIS is also highly privileged to associated with the 23 major organizations in Kuwait whose initiative made this campaign from a dream to reality. All our association representatives are here and I welcome all of them. CIS is honored to be in hand with 16 doctors from Kuwait and India who dedicated themselves and compromised their valuable time and effort for serving the community along with CIS and IDF. Our doctors from Kuwait are Dr. Juzar Ali, Dr. Sushovana Sujit Nair, Dr. Sanjay Tirutel, Dr. Jitendra Sethi, Dr. Madhu Gupta, Dr. Abdul Rashid, Dr. Rifat Jahan, Dr. Mohan Ram, Dr. Asit Mohanty. And our doctors from India are Dr. C.N. Mohan Nair, Dr. Chitra Tara, Dr. Varun Nair, Dr. David Simpson, Dr. Arun Warrior, Dr. Jay Shankar, and Dr. Madhu Saira. To a special mention to our corporate sponsors, Al Mullah Exchange, Lulu, Dayfresh, and our creative partners, Mr. Sanu from B Media India, Mr. Ratish from Ammas Kuwait, Mr. Kishore from Delights Music Beats, and Mr. Joanna Manjali from SMC Kuwait. Without each, the event could not be moved forward. Samaroh, the most awaiting day of our campaign, No Cancer Better. It was not much easy to conduct and collaborate with multiple organizations and different doctors to have such a huge campaign which requires lots of planning, preparation, programming, coordinating, and many, many more. CIS chosen the right personalities to deal with and any such of activities, and being the most vibrant General Secretary of CIS Kuwait, Mr. Srijit Nair has executed it effectively and efficiently. I would like to invite Mr. Srijit Nair, General Secretary of CIS Kuwait, for the welcome speech.
Thank you, Nisha. Honorable Union Minister, respected guest of honors, elite audience, and all well-wishers. A warm good evening to all. It has been a wonderful fortnight for Center for India Studies as we embarked upon a journey of awareness of cancer, which is a cause of concern amongst us. We are humbled by the excitement, eagerness, as well as the keen interest shown by all with their increasing day-by-day participation as we progressed our journey. This was an event of a noble cause that we dedicate to the society and humanity. To mention the kind support provided by the Elite Indian Doctors Forum, Kuwait Cancer Control Society, Medical Association, and all the participating organizations, and the tremendous encouragement given to us by all the Indian Embassy officials led by His Excellency C.B. George. Not to take much of the time, let me progress upon with the official engagement bestowed upon me by the organization. Let me first welcome Sri Vibish Tikodi, President CIS, who is presiding the event today. The journey to the conclusive event have been blessed when we, the Honorable Union Minister of Health, Family Welfare, Science, Technology and Earth Sciences, Government of India, and Chairman, Executive Board, World Health Organization, Dr. Harshavardhanji, accepted our invitation to be the part of this event and bestow upon with his visionary message and direction, which would be a guiding path of us in the days to come. With wholeheartedly and with pride, on behalf of Center for India Studies and on my personal behalf, I welcome Honorable Minister Sri Dr. Harshavardhanji for the event. Welcome, sir. His Excellency C.B. George has been a guide, has been always encouraging us from the day one when we come up with the awareness campaign. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir, onto this event. It's my pleasure and honor in also welcoming the First Secretary, Indian Embassy, to this event. The embassy officials have patiently listened to us and always supported us in embarking this journey. Wholeheartedly, I welcome all the officials from the embassy to the event. Kuwait Cancer Control Center has given us such an encouragement and all the support that we need. We are humbled by this. It's my pleasure and honor in welcoming Dr. Ali Al-Musawi, Director, Kuwait Cancer Control Center and Vice President, Kuwait Medical Association, to the event. Welcome you, sir. Harmony House Kuwait has been associated with us in the conduct of the awareness program. With wholehearted and filled with gratitude, let me welcome Mrs. Muna Al-Fraj, Vice Chairman, Al-Faraj Holding Company, and co-founder, Harmony House Meditation Center, Kuwait, onto the event. Welcome, ma'am. Dr. V.P. Gangadharan has been a godly figure to many of souls in India. As the founder of Cochin Cancer Society, he continues the service to humanity with his divine touch. It's my honor in welcoming Dr. V.P. Gangadharan in delivering the keynote address to today's event. Welcome you, sir. Indian Doctors Forum, led by Dr. Amir Ahmed, has always guided and continued to support us in the journey of No Cancer Better. On my personal behalf and on CIS, I welcome you, sir, to this event. Also welcome the specialist doctors from the Indian Doctors Forum, Kuwait, and all the specialists from India who are currently attending this event. It's my pleasure and honor also to welcome our advisors who have been the pillars and guidelines for us in the journey ahead. And not the least, but welcome all our media friends, well-wishers, sponsors, officials of cultural and welfare associations who have graced the occasion with their presence. Hereby winding the time for being, thank you once again and wishes for a great and informative evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Srijit, and a warm welcome to you too. An advisor is a person with more and deeper knowledge in a specific area and also includes persons with cross-functional and multidisciplinary expertise. CIS is proud to have Dr. Surendra Nayak as our advisor for guiding and mentoring us towards the right directions. Dr. Surendra Nayak is a well-known personality among the Indian community in Kuwait. He was the immediate ex-president of Indian Doctors Forum Kuwait. I welcome our advisor, Dr. Surendra Nayak, for the advisor speech.
Thank you, Nisha. Yes. Our chief guest of today's evening, Dr. Vinod Gaikwadji, First Secretary, for Culture representing His Excellency C.B. George, Honorable Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Guest of Honor, Dr. Ali Al-Musawi, Director, Kuwait Cancer Control Center and Vice President of Kuwait Medical Association, Dr. V.P. Gangadharan, Senior Consultant, Oncologist, joining as guest to give keynote address from Lakeshore Hospital, Kochi in the state of Kerala. Our another guest to address with the Felicitation Speech, Ms. Muna Al-Faraj, Vice Chairman of Al-Arfaz Holding Company and co-founder of Harmony House. We have various community leaders from Indian Business Council, Chartered Accountants Association, business leaders, and various associations witnessing this closing ceremony. Very good evening. Salam alaikum. Namaskar. I wish to express from the bottom of heart my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Union Health Minister of Government of India, Sri Vardhan ji, for accepting our invitation and for supporting this campaign and encouraging us and also giving a message in appreciation of cancer awareness campaign. We are really touched with your gesture, sir. I'm extremely happy by the response we got from the community for this marathon awareness campaign titled No Cancer Better over a period of 11 days. The idea of organizing this cancer awareness as one of our activity related to the community health from Center for India Studies ignited our minds how to go about to achieve the idea into action. During our meeting with His Excellency, we mentioned regarding this campaign. He immediately told us it's a very good initiative and proceed with this, and Indian Embassy is with you. Also, Mr. Vibish Tikodi, President of Center for India Studies, informed and discussed with Dr. Amir Ahmed, President of Indian Doctors Forum. With the full cooperation and profound encouragement from the Indian Doctors Forum and also doctors from Kerala, we could have as many as 24 cancer awareness talks till date. All these speakers who gave talk are experts in the field of cancer, who are either working in Kuwait Cancer Control Center since more than 10 to 15 years or senior consultants in cancer centers of India. We thank all the 24 associations for their overwhelming support and participation in this campaign. It would have been not possible without the participation of all the cancer specialists who tried their best to give their talk in as simple language as possible so that general public can understand to the best. Our inaugurals of the campaign was attended by Dr. Sadiq Abuzuluf, Chairman Radiation Oncology, Kuwait Cancer Control Center as guest of honor. Today in Samarop, our closing ceremony, we have very energetic, always ready to help doctor from Kuwait Cancer Control Center. Thank you, Dr. Ali Al-Musawi, for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion. In spite of his busy schedule, he accepted our invitation and really we are honored, Dr. Ali Al-Musawi. We are eagerly looking forward to listen to you, your talk later. On the front of cancer, we have come out with a brochure with the information regarding the most common cancers. This brochure shall be translated in different languages of India and shall be shared with the associations which participated and also all other associations. Our main motto of this awareness campaign is to prevent cancer by screening tests and early diagnosis. It is said prevention is better than cure. In this regard, the importance of screening tests like PAP test, HPV human papilloma virus test for the cervical cancer, prostate-specific antigen for prostatic cancer, mammogram and BRCA gene testing in familial breast and ovarian cancers must be further stressed to the community to bring down the cancer deaths by early detection. And also, healthy lifestyle, keeping away from alcohol, tobacco use, excessive consumption of red meat, obesity, and polluted environment so as to prevent from cancer. If we succeed in delivering this message, our campaign is successful. We hope we have achieved that to a certain extent from the initial feedback. We have future plan to continue to work with Indian Doctors Forum, which also I am part of it, and Kuwait Medical Association and Kuwait Cancer Control Center to continue the awareness campaign. Also, the idea of involving Arab community too in our future plans. It's going to be a bumpy road ahead, but hard work and dedication and perseverance always can achieve the goal. We are motivated and working in this direction. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nation, told once, it is health which is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. Let us care about our health and give maximum attention and priority. Many a time we ignore health or don't give enough attention. With these words, I thank each one of you for making this event successful campaign. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Surendra Nayak. There is a famous quote by Estee Lauder. I never dreamed about success. I work for it. There is a person behind CIS who always follows the same and having the capacity to translate vision into reality. This is none other than the president of CIS Kuwait, Mr. Viphesh Tikodi. He engaged himself as a dedicated social worker for uplifting the Indian expatriate community for the past 20 years. His keen interest in helping people to solve and cope with problems in their everyday lives. Moreover, he is a known writer, lyricist, director, and many more. Let me invite Mr. Viphesh Tikodi, President, CIS Kuwait, for the presidential address.
Good evening, everyone. Honorable Union Minister Dr. Harshavardhan ji, His Excellency Sri C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Dr. Vinod, First Secretary, Indian Embassy, Dr. Ali Al-Musawi, Dr. V.P. Gangadharan ji, Ms. Muna, Dr. Amir Ahmad, Dr. Surendra Nayak, and beloved advisors of Center for India Studies and dear brothers and sisters. Namaste. Center for India Studies is a socio-cultural organization of professionals with a common passion. Our objective and aim is to brainstorm and debate on various topics that is beneficial and essential to our nation and its people. We believe that the knowledge, cultural values, and tradition of our nation imparts will ensure and the world is filled with peace and prosperity. Our volunteers give selfless service or seva to ensure the disparity within our society is removed and everyone in the world lives in harmony, in Shanti. As responsible citizens, we consider serving the society as our responsibility and not as an obligation. For ensuring this is effectively done, we associate with all people in the community and society where we live in. We have taken up many programs ensuring topics that affect the common expatriate is discussed and remedies and action are initiated. For the success of this awareness camp, many people from Kuwait and India came together. The support we got from various voluntary organizations, social and cultural organizations, government bodies, and NGOs is highly commendable and appreciated. Understanding the importance of such campaign in spreading the knowledge and bilateral ties between nations, we believe dignified guests like the Union Minister Dr. Harshavardhan ji, the Indian Ambassador C.B. George, Dr. Ali Al-Musawi, Mrs. Muna Al-Afraj, and Dr. Gangadharan, V.P. Gangadharan ji gracing the occasion today. Center for India Studies Kuwait express our gratitude to all our guests and invitees for accepting our invitation today and attending this event. And last but not least, on behalf of CIS Kuwait, I thank all the sponsors, organizations, and esteemed doctors who have facilitated the smooth conduct of the awareness campaign in the last 2 weeks. We sincerely hope your support will be there with us for all future engagements. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Bibishji. Let us all witness one of the cherishable moments of CIS. CIS is humbled and honored for having received blessings from Dr. Harshvardhan, Honorable Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Government of India. He is the chairman of World Health Organization. Let us listen to the valuable message and visionary speech from the Honorable Health Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan for Samaroop 2020.
Shri C.B. George, Indian Ambassador to Kuwait, Shri Vibhish Thikodi, President, Center for India Studies, Kuwait, Dr. Amit Ahmed, President, Indian Doctors Forum, Kuwait, Dr. Ali L. Mousavi, Director, Kuwait Cancer Control Center, Dr. V.P. Gangadharan, Founder, Cochin Cancer Society, India, Ms. Muna Al-Arfaz, Vice Chairman, the Al-Arfaz Group, respected dignitaries present on the occasion, brothers and sisters in Kuwait, to all of you, a very good evening and namaste. First of all, on behalf of the Government of India, I would like to congratulate the new Emir of the state of Kuwait, Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Zubair Al Sabah, and convey my best wishes for the continued prosperity of Kuwait and its people under his benevolent leadership. I am happy to note that the Center for India Studies, Kuwait, has joined hands with the Indian Doctors Forum and Kuwait Medical Association in organizing this 2-week-long cancer awareness program inspired by the ancient Indian scriptures, the Upanishads. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhag Bhavet. Let me translate this in English for all of you. It means that may all be forever happy, may all be free from illness, may auspiciousness surround all of us, may there be no suffering in this world, and let peace prevail all around us. Organizations like yours play a major role in creating a social environment for the peace and well-being of humanity. Such endeavors dedicated to improving the quality of life of the people are commendable and complement the efforts of the government. In COVID-19, the world has faced its gravest challenge in over a century. Most part of this year has passed in tackling this pandemic. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the corona warriors, especially those from the medical fraternity, for their tireless efforts and selfless, indiscriminate service to the society. This unprecedented challenge has caused some setbacks and losses, but through continuous and collaborative efforts of all the governments, scientists, healthcare workers, and the support of ordinary citizens, we have been able to mitigate its impact. With a vaccine expected to be within reach in a matter of few weeks, I see a more resilient and united world emerging from this pandemic, moving forward with great hope, determination, and positivity. The strong bilateral ties between India and Kuwait are rooted deep in history and have stood the test of time. Our robust ties have been finding new dimensions through dynamic interventions by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Kuwait today has one of the highest per capita incomes and one of the most advanced healthcare systems in the world. There is great scope for both countries to collaborate in the fields of health and medicine. India has been taking giant strides in establishing world-class public and private healthcare facilities. India is emerging as one of the top destinations for medical tourism. Kuwait is home to a large and vibrant Indian diaspora who are torch-bearers of our culture, traditions, and humanitarian principles. We are proud of the contributions the Indian expatriate community has made to the progress of Kuwait, as well as their keen and active involvement in socio-economic development back home in India. I wish you all continue to be the catalyst for propagating world peace, progress, and multilateralism. The Center for India Studies Kuwait, inspired by ancient Indian wisdom, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, meaning the whole world is one, deserves special applause for organizing such awareness programs. I wish them the very best for all their future endeavors as well. Once again, the people of India send their heartfelt greetings to the people of Kuwait. Namaste and thank you once again.
Thank you to our Honorable Minister Dr. Harshavardhanji. Let the peace prevail around all of us. CIS is extremely privileged and honored to receive the positivity and encouragement of His Excellency Mr. C.B. George, Indian Ambassador to Kuwait, for conducting this event throughout these days. Due to some official other engagement, His Excellency directly couldn't join in Zoom. He had sent us his message for Samaroop 2020. Now, we can hear the message from His Excellency Sir C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Kuwait, the valedictory speech for the function.
Dear friends, I congratulate the Center for India Studies and Indian Doctors Forum for the successful conclusion of 10-day-long cancer awareness campaign captioned "No Cancer Better." I am moved by the overwhelming response received from all sections of society in Kuwait for this campaign. This campaign is a testimony to the commitment of medical professionals from India working in the friendly state of Kuwait, as well as to the strong people-to-people relationship between our two friendly countries, India and Kuwait. I am happy that many senior doctors, experts, and associations have joined hands together to make this campaign a successful one. I thank Dr. Ali Al-Musawi, Director, Kuwait Cancer Control Center and Vice President of Kuwait Medical Association, Dr. V.P. Gangadharan, founder of the Cochin Cancer Society, who is our keynote speaker today, and Ms. Muna Al-Arfaj, Vice Chairman, Al-Arfaj Holding Company and co-founder of Harmony House Meditation Center, Kuwait, for joining us today. I believe that Embassy's role is always to act as a facilitator to achieve the shared goals with the community in building relationship between India and Kuwait. We are open to your ideas and suggestions to promote our long-standing dynamic partnership with the people of Kuwait and the friendly state of Kuwait. Once again, I congratulate Dr. Surendra Nayak, advisor of CIS, and other office bearers of CIS, the Indian Doctors Forum, and everyone who was associated with this campaign and worked hard to make this campaign a successful one. Once again, thank you and good evening.
Thank you, His Excellency Sir C.B. George, for the continuous support and motivation to CIS. CIS is privileged to have Dr. Ali Al-Musawi as our guest of honor for today with Samaroop. Dr. Ali Al-Musawi, MD, FRCP, FCCP, graduated from Faculty of Medicine in Kuwait University in 2002. Completed internal medicine residency in University of Saskatchewan and 2009. Respiratory medicine and respiratory rehabilitation in McMaster University in 2012 and sleep medicine in Dalhousie University 2016. Currently, Dr. Ali is the consultant of respiratory medicine, respiratory rehabilitation, and sleep medicine. He is the director of Kuwait Cancer Control Center, vice president of Kuwait Medical Association, president of Sleep Medicine and Society of Kuwait. He established sleep medicine team in Mubarak Hospital, was deputy director in Mubarak Hospital, served as the head of COVID team in KCCC, and member of Sabah Medical Health Region, managing COVID and other Ministry of Health committees. I humbly welcome Dr. Ali Al-Musawi for the guest of honor speech.
Thank you so much, guys. Good evening, and thank you for the kind invitation. I hope everybody can hear me. So I really would like to thank the CIS and the IDF for this wonderful initiative, which definitely helped both countries, Kuwait and India. I would like to thank this wonderful 11 days of marathon about cancer awareness. I'm really happy to see such high recognized people like the Honorable Minister of Health, as well as His Excellency the Ambassador of India, lots of friends, Dr. Naik, Dr. Amir, some of my co-workers, Sanjay, Mohan, Ali Juzair, and others, very familiar faces, happy to see them all. Good evening, everybody. I thought being a respirologist, a pulmonologist, and a cancer director, I'll speak about something which link both together, and definitely I think it is the story behind cancer. So, as you're all aware, cancer awareness and detection is very important, whether we follow the guideline for example, PSA, pap smear, mammogram, or colonoscopy, etc. These are very important. The rate of death could be decreased by up to 20% in case of, for example, a detection of a breast cancer early. By following these guidelines, by finding the cancer in an early stage, we can also decrease the need of very complicated surgeries or sophisticated, expensive medication, or even we can shorten the period of the chemotherapy needed or the radiation therapy needed for such cancers. And it is important to talk about cancer because, as you can see, in different age group, including the adulthood, of course, cancer is the second cause of death throughout all these age groups. And if we look, and I would like you to look at these pictures, keep them in your mind because you will see the same entities again and again. So ischemic heart disease, brain stroke, lower respiratory infection, COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is a chronic disease caused in the lung because of smoking mainly, trachea, windpipe, lung cancer, diabetes, kidney. These are the main causes of death in the last decade. And what really is a common factor of all of them is smoking. So smoking causes cancer, period. We know it causes cancer, but it also causes the first cause of death all over the world: heart disease, stroke, peripheral vascular disease. It also causes the third leading cause of death, COPD. When it comes to pregnancy, it also causes so many complications like stillbirth, low birth weight, and some abnormalities as well. What does all of that do? Basically shorten our life by causing premature death. Smoking does not only cause these, but it can also cause increase risk for tuberculosis, which is another major challenge in different countries. Specifically ladies, pay attention. It also causes aging of your skin, so please don't smoke. It can lower your immune system, so you'll be more prone for more infection. It can increase the risk for type 2 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and cataract. So as you can see, smoking affects almost every cell of your body. And it can cause cancer almost everywhere. Just look at this picture, please. From all the way up, down, mouth, esophagus, larynx, lung, trachea, liver, stomach, etc., all the way down to the colon and uterine and cervix. What do we benefit if we quit smoking? Well, it will reduce the risk of heart attack very significantly, very sharply after only 1 year of quitting smoking. Within 2 to 5 years, the risk of stroke will be almost comparable to non-smokers. If you quit smoking, the risk of cancer of throat, mouth, bladder, and esophagus will be half of what was 5 years ago. And after 10 years of quitting smoking, the risk of lung cancer dropped almost by half. And this is only about the patient or the person who smokes. However, the benefit of smoking is extended towards your family and friends as well, because secondhand smoke can increase the risk of different disease in children and adulthood. And again, look at these things. Lung cancer could be because of secondhand smoke. Coronary artery disease could be also because of secondhand smoke. So I hope by sharing this information, everybody who's listening to me, I can see more than almost 200 persons listening to me today. I'm very honored to be a guest today with you. Please, I don't think anybody should smoke anymore. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect yourself against multiple diseases, including cancer. Prevention and early detection is very important. And thank you so much again for having me as a guest today.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. Thank you for the informative session and reminding us that smoking kills. We are very delighted to have Ms. Mona Alarfaj, Vice Chairman, Alarfaj Holding Group, CEO of Alarfaj Real Estate and co-founder of Harmony House Medication Centers Kuwait, and the owner and manager of BCafe, a space for well-being. Her areas of expertise include corporate banking, management, and leadership. She has been conducted many general well-being programs focusing on meditation, consciousness, and self-development, leadership, and implementing spirituality in the daily life. She's practicing yoga meditation for the past 12 years. It's my pleasure to welcome Ms. Mona for the felicitation speech.
Okay.
Okay, now.
So, good evening, salam alaikum, masa al khair, om shanti, and thank you for the Center for India Studies. Thank you for the Indian Doctors Forum. Thank you for His Highness the Ambassador and the Minister of Health. I'm very happy to be part of this closure. And I would like to thank everyone actually who is attending now and who has participated in this program of awareness. I think it's beautiful initiative to introduce such programs in Kuwait. So we really thank the whole Indian community in Kuwait. And as we all know, there is a very close friendship between Kuwait and India. So as you are all sharing about the awareness programs, I just want to share, and maybe my brother, Dr. Ali Musawi, have shared about non-smoking and how, of course, it is very good for the human being not to smoke and the effect of that on the body. However, as I shared maybe a few days ago in the program, that in order for us actually to change our habits, we need a lot of power from inside. We need to have determination. We need to have inner strength, because these are deep habits, whether it's whether it's smoking or alcohol or like all not exercising, eating non-healthy food. And to be able actually to change these habits, we need some understanding. And I want to actually share a quote that has been said by our scientist Einstein, that no problem can be solved from the same consciousness that created that problem, which means for us actually to change these deep habits, we need a higher consciousness to be able to practice the new habits. And so being a co-founder actually at Harmony House, we've been operating for the last 17 years. And we offer different programs actually free of charge to raise awareness in the community of Kuwait and the Gulf. And so programs actually vary from learning how to meditate, learning how to know the real self, because as we know, everything starts with a thought, and everything starts in the seed of consciousness. And so we welcome really everyone to join us. Now we have, of course, programs by Zoom, And if you like, you can contact us. And we have a weekly programs by different speakers internationally as well that speak about the higher consciousness, or which we call the inner discovery of the self, because we know a lot about the world outside, but we know very little actually about our inner self. And I think this whole pandemic and this whole lockdown is really forcing people to sit at home and look inside. And I think at this time, we are really facing a lot of challenges in all sectors, whether it's health, whether it's economy, fear, anxiety, all the negative emotions are coming. And so learning actually how to tap into our inner self, learning certain aspects of knowledge of how I can be actually responsible for my thoughts and for my life. Because as I said, if I'm aware of what I'm thinking of, then I'll be able to change my thinking. And of course, that will affect my feelings as well. And so when we tap in, we come to know that there's a beautiful world inside us. And I think we come to this world with a mind, but no one gives us the manual of how to use our mind. And I see this from my friends who say that, how can we stop our mind from overthinking? Because really we live in an era of thinking. But if we see the human being, there is, yes, the human body, but then there is the being. We call it in Arabic ruh, or wa'i, or idrak, or consciousness. And this consciousness is actually the living being within the body. And so I think, yes, the time is limited, but I would like really to extend my invitation to everyone who wants to learn more about meditation, about how to master their minds, how to become more powerful, and how to live basically a happier and a more peaceful life. And I think this time really has brought us all together to be united and to collectively actually change ourselves and become more powerful, and hence change the world. So we are looking for a more beautiful world, and a world actually free from cancer, because we know that all these diseases, the source of them is our psychology and our way of thinking. That's why we hear about the term psychosomatic. And we know how even if a patient has cancer, if he deals with it with understanding, with clarity, then they are able to heal themselves better. But I think prevention actually takes much less effort than dealing with the sickness. So I think what we're looking for is to prevent cancer. And as we know, our thoughts is also like the cancer cells. We know with the cancer disease that one cell can breed so many cells. It's the same with our thoughts. If we have one wasteful thought, that can create many, many other wasteful thoughts. And as we know, thoughts is energy. And so the more I take care of my mind, the more I take care of my thoughts, and I try to create more elevated thoughts, then I'm able to live a more peaceful life and a more happy life. And so thank you again for inviting us. I've been practicing and I've been seeing the effect actually on all levels of my life. And that's why I believe in it, and we like to share it with others. And of course, India is the source of yoga, but what we practice is actually Raj Yoga, which means you become the master of your mind. So thank you very much, and hope to see all of you at some point. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mona. You always inspire us. Let me now invite Mr. Sudhir Menon, Central Executive Member of CIS, for delivering the report of our campaign, No Cancer Better. Sudhirji, please.
Namaste. Good evening, all. No Cancer Better, the cancer awareness trusted to Kuwait, His Excellency C.B. George, on 27th November 2020. The mass medical awareness program, scheduled for 10 days initially, got an overwhelming response and had to be extended by a couple of days. A panel of specialist doctors from India and Kuwait addressed community-oriented programs during the last 2 weeks. Artistic Yoga and Pilates, Syro Malabar Cultural Association Kuwait, World Malayali Federation Kuwait, Blood Donors Kerala Kuwait Chapter, Thiruvananthapuram District Expat Association Texas Kuwait, Maharashtra Mandal Kuwait, Matru Samiti Sevadarshan Kuwait, Billu Sanghas Kuwait, Telugu Kala Samiti Kuwait, Jamal Mohammed College Alumni Association Kuwait, Trishur Association of Kuwait, TRAS, Saradi Kuwait, Bharatiya Pravasi Parishad Karnataka Wing, St. Stephen's Indian Orthodox Church Kuwait, Amma Kuwait, Malayali Moms Middle East, MME Kuwait, Overseas Indian Cultural Congress, OICC Kuwait, Anjumane Burhani Bora Community Kuwait, BAPS Kuwait, Samarkand, Tamil Community Association, India Muslim Association Youth Wing Kuwait, Harmony House Kuwait. All these associations had associated with Center for India Studies for specialized topics relating to cancer awareness during the campaign. A pamphlet on cancer awareness, prevention and treatment published in various languages was released on the occasion. There was immense support from the media professionals in India as well as Kuwait. Special mention to Ministry of Information Kuwait, who had done a special coverage in Hala Kuwait in KTV2 channel. Apart from them, we had great support from Ministry of Health, Government of India and Indian Embassy Kuwait. Indeed, we had invaluable support from Indian Medical Association, Kuwait Cancer Control Center, Cochin Cancer Society, Seva International and like-minded organizations. The conclusive event for the campaign currently on air is being organized in honoring the great service being rendered by the medical professionals to the friendly nation of Kuwait. We hope that this campaign highlights the importance of collective effort and need to be in close association, thereby taking forward India-Kuwait relationship to dynamic levels as well as greater heights. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudhirji, for the detailed report, which itself reflects how successful the campaign was. Let us move on of the greatest occasion of Samaru, honoring all the 16 doctors who were being part of No Cancer Better campaign and imparted us with the full-fledged knowledge, clarified all the queries from the public and made them confident to deal with, and all the 23 organizations joins hands with CIS for this noble cause. Let me invite Mr. Vinod Gaikwad, First Secretary of Indian Embassy to Kuwait, for the virtual honoring video release. I humbly request Mr. Vinod Gaikwad to have a few words with us before proceeding to the virtual honoring video release. Over to you, sir, Mr. Vinod Gaikwad.
Thank you, Nishaji. Namaste, Salam Alaikum, and good evening to all of you. On behalf of Embassy of India Kuwait, I congratulate all those involved in making this cancer awareness campaign a big success. The COVID-19 pandemic is a testimony to the fact that public health cannot be left only to the policymakers. Active participation of people is must. As a former student of public health, I have realized that successful management of any public health challenge must be centered on continuous, evidence-based as well as adaptive communication with the general public. In India, we have seen the success of such effective public health communication with the eradication of polio. Our Do Bund Zindagi Ke campaign, meaning 2 drops for life, effectively changed the discourse on polio vaccination from a dreary scientific campaign to an active affirmative message. The results are there for all of us to see. In the same vein, cancer, primarily known as a fearsome killer disease to most of us, needs to be understood better so that it is diagnosed early and treated and managed better. A few decades ago, a cancer diagnosis used to be seen almost as a death sentence. It came to be seen as a life sentence with long periods of treatment, and today, most cancer diagnoses, if caught early, can be more effectively managed with much better quality of life preserved for a lot of patients. This has become possible with technological advancements and better access to affordable healthcare. But the key here is early and accurate diagnosis. The only way to ensure that happens is to raise awareness so that everyone knows what the red flags are and when one should think of an oncologist. And hence, this No Cancer Better campaign, thoughtfully organized by Center for India Studies and Indian Doctors Forum, is fulfilling a noble objective. Through the use of traditional as well as social media effectively, the campaign has reached a large section of the society in Kuwait and not just the Indian community in Kuwait. The service and contribution of Indian doctors is in the health and well-being of Kuwait is well acknowledged by everyone. This is one more feather in their cap, especially as the COVID-19 pandemic has made it difficult for non-urgent medical care to continue effectively. At such a time, when people are mostly at home and may not visit their doctor regularly, an awareness campaign like this would be very useful for all. With this, I would like to once again thank you all for your service and congratulate you on the success of the campaign. We at the Embassy of India in Kuwait are always available for any assistance to the Indian community. I thank you for inviting me today. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Now we will be having the virtual honoring of video release. Thank you, Sir Vinod, for the official release of this virtual honoring video. As we all know, we are in the pandemic era, which holds gathering by all means, or else we could have conducted this honoring ceremony in a very vast surrounding. Still, we arranged honoring of our doctors, and now we are going to witness some within our limits. Now we have the award distribution. I would like to invite Dr. Amir Ahmad, President of Indian Doctors Forum Kuwait, to award Dr. Abdul Rashid and Dr. Rifat Jahan.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Indeed, it's a very good program. Very honored to see our Honorable Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan ji, the Honorable Ambassador of India, His Excellency, Mr. C.B. George, the guest of honor, Dr. Ali Musawi, the guest of honor, Ms. Muna Arfaj, and the keynote speaker, inshallah, who will join us shortly now, Dr. Gangadharan sir. You know, it's a very august audience. And CIS, you have done all of us very proud. This noble initiative that has been taken by CIS has been very well received by the public, and it has gone a long way in serving the purpose of spreading awareness. As rightly mentioned by Dr. Ali and Dr. Vinod Gaikwad, the first Secretary of Indian Embassy, detecting cancer early leads to full and complete cure. And health awareness sessions that has been done jointly by CIS and IDF, without any doubt, has gone a long way towards realizing this this goal. As President of the Indian Doctors Forum, I am very proud of all our members, all our senior doctors at the Kuwait Cancer Center, the oncologists who have selflessly gone ahead and delivered the lectures in very simple language that could be followed easily by the non-medical people. The talks have been rendered not only in English, but also in the regional languages. And the feedback that I personally received was very encouraging and very positive. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, from behalf of the entire office bearers and executive of the Indian Doctors Forum, I thank the oncologist doctors, the senior members of IDF who have volunteered for this service. And also not to forget the doctors who have come all the way from India, some of the specialists. And we are all eagerly waiting for Dr. Gangadharan sir's talk, which is going to follow. And before I hand over this certificate, representing the doctors, there are two doctors who have come down over here to my place, Dr. Abdul Rashid and Dr. Rifat Jihan. I'll be handing over the certificates to both of them over here. It's my pleasure and honor. And once again, Center for Information Studies, you all have done all of us, the entire Indian community, proud by this activity of yours.
So now Dr. Amir Ahmed is handovering the certificates.
Rifat Jihan, oncologist working at Kuwait Cancer Center. Congratulations, you have done 9 years and all of us proud. And look forward for more such programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amir Ahmed, and congrats to Dr. Abdul Rashid and Dr. Rifat Jahan. Now let me invite Dr. Surendra Nayak, CIS advisor, to hand over the award to Dr. Madhu Gupta.
Thank you, Nishaji. Thank you, all the doctors, for making this event very successful. There is a positive feedback from all the associations participated. Thank you once again. As a token, I will hand over this certificate to Dr. Madhu Gupta ji for a talk on cervical cancer. We appreciate on behalf of CIS and Indian Doctors Forum.
Thank you, Dr. Surendra ji, and congrats to Dr. Madhu Gupta. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm taking this opportunity to specially thank all our doctors, and CIS will be sending the honoring memento to you all. CIS is privileged and honored to have Dr. Gangadharan with us for Samaroop 2020. Dr. V.P. Gangadharan, the Senior Consultant and HOD, Medical and Pediatric Oncology from Lakeshore Hospital, Kochi. He is the founder of Cochin Cancer Society, India. I humbly request.
Good evening to all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Thank you for inviting me to be among this august audience on this fine evening. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Center for Indian Studies and the Indian Doctors Forum for taking up and accomplishing a program that I'm sure is not a program for 13 days, but it's going to be a program for 13 years, because you have started a program, you have kindled a light which you will have to carry over and carry over. So don't think that it's going to be end for this campaign, but it's only a small beginning for the campaign. I think it dates back to my days, the last 30 years of my experience in the field of oncology and experience in the field of going for cancer awareness programs. The first class I took about 30 years back was with a big audience of 10. There were hardly 10 people there. And I was introduced to the audience by the dignitaries in the dais saying that here is a doctor who is an oncologist who helps patients, the cancer patients, to leave this world happily and go to the other world. I think if you say in Malayalam, you can say it as a Kalan. But now, probably last class you would have taken before COVID, the live class, I think there was an audience of at least more than 2,000. So if you ask me, what is the advances that has happened in the last 30 years in the field of oncology? My answer is that people want to hear about oncology. And there's an awareness about oncology. There's an awareness about cancer. This I think will be the most valid advances in the field of oncology. That's why I said the Center for Indian Studies and the Indian Medical Forum. What you have done in the last 13 days is much more than constructing a big cancer hospital, spending crores of rupees, and treating cancer patients. The job you have done in the last 13 days will be much, much valid and higher. But why people are not going for this? The answer is very simple. If you are constructing a cancer hospital, then immediately people see cancer hospitals coming up. And they'll come and appreciate saying that, see here an Indian Doctors Forum and the Center for Indian Studies, they're building up a hospital. This is right in front of them. Whereas when you're doing a campaign like this, your fruit is only after about 25 years, 30 years from now. That means what you are teaching today and what you are preaching today, the fruits are going to be there only after about 30 years, 40 years. That is not going to be appreciated like some hospital being constructed. I think that's why people are keeping away from this. I think a few thought processes which I always evolved or which guided me in the last 30 years, I think I'd like to share with you. I always tell that a doctor's professional life is not within the four concrete walls of his hospital. He has to get into society. He has to be a part of the society. He should be part of the cross-section of society. And he should enter the society and start talking, start teaching. When I started classes like this way back, few of my friends said, you are wasting your time. Nothing is going to be gained by going to the public and speaking about cancer. I think two lines which come to my mind against this statement is, I was traveling in a train. One youngster came and asked me, are you a Dr. Ingan? I said, I'm Dr. Ingan. He said, I heard your speech and I have stopped smoking. I think that one line is here for me to say that the 30 years of my speech I given, I got the fruit. 2 years back, I had an opportunity to go to UAE and take classes in some of the forums. 1 week after the class, one of the patient came, it's a Kerala, who came from UAE with a breast lump. She said, I followed your class. I went and palpated my breast. There's a lump in the breast. I'm thankful to you because I would not have come here but for the class. Should I see a breast? We could salvage the breast. I'm sure that she's going to be a cured candidate. I think these 2 lives are enough for me to say that the 30 years which I would have spent for, or the hours I have spent the last 30 years for teaching the public is successful. I think this is real statistics to come to. See, 30% of the cancers are preventable. They say 30 cases are preventable. No tobacco, as Dr. Ali had already said, no tobacco in any form. No smoking, no smokeless tobacco. No alcohol. Change your dietary habits and do exercise. Prevent and control your obesity. I think easy to do. Easy to do. With these 4 things, I think if 30% of cancers are preventable, why can't you do that? That's the message you have to give. Similarly, 30% of the cancers are screenable. That means you can go for early detection. If you put the 2 together, 50% of the cancers are either preventable or screenable. But you speak volumes about treatment and cure whenever you go to any scientific forum. But very few people speak about prevention detection. And the advantage of early detection is, see, many of the organs become salvageable, like for a breast cancer. I think the caption which we give is, though the incidence of breast cancer is going up, the mortality is coming down. And the caption comes like this: breast cancer is preventable, screenable, and curable. And then early breast cancer becomes, one more caption you can add, becomes salvageable, breast. That means you can escape by doing or preserving the breast. Now the next question is, where to start this? After 60s, after 50s, after 40s. Speak about prevention. I'll say start from the schools. The next generation should learn. I think somebody was speaking today saying that much more important than knowing who were all the enemies in Second World War, you should know what is your health and what you should do for your health. That should be taught to children. That should be the basic teaching for children. So start from the schools. 2 ways, carrot and stick. The carrot is teaching them. It should be part of the teaching program. They should learn from the textbooks. They should learn from the textbooks. That's carrot. Stick is, whenever you're going to take a class, I'll show pictures. Which may look very fiery pictures. Like maybe one jawbone is gone, or you've got big ulcers on the face. That's a stick. That should be in their mind. They should know that if I'm going to continue or if I'm going to use tobacco, this is what I'm going to get. So carrot and stick should be there in them. And to reach them better, much more than leaflets, try to evolve with small videos, just cartoons, the animations, small films, like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Give to all the schools. Let them show in their assembly. That is much more impressive than I going and talking about cancer, or somebody else is giving leaflets for the cancer. I think we always feel that is much more impressive. Or say 5 minutes, some small play like, but in a satirical way. So like that, I think it should start from the school level. That means a preventive program should be taught from the school level. Screening programs, again there's a stick and a carrot. Carrot is again what we are teaching now. That means you'll be telling them, go for a mammogram after the age of 40 years, go for breast examination. That's all. I think they are all, very good. Very good as a carrot. For STIC again is compulsory screening programs should be there. I always tell compulsory should be there. Just like you are doing your screening, your routine tests, I think this should be part of a screening program, should be there compulsory. Maybe when somebody is joining some profession or somebody is getting a promotion and they're getting a job, they're going for a change in job, it should be compulsory. They should be doing this. Like that, I think a carrot and stick up here, tactics should be there for dealing the disease. Much more important is, along with prevention and early detection, I think the fear complex from the mind of each and everyone should be burnt or thrown away. That means you should teach them to learn that cancer is a curable disease, unlike many other diseases. Equally important is that a patient who is coming out of the disease and back to normal life is a perfectly normal life, unlike many other diseases. Unlike many other diseases. That means not only cure, but the quality of life again is back to normal. Equally important is to tell them that cure alone is not the aim of your treatment. Equally important is you can have a good quality of life with prolongation of life or going for a normal life. The example I always quote is, no diabetic patient is cured, especially elderly diabetes is cured. They all control the diabetes and live normally. No hypertensive patient is cured. They control the disease and live normally. Like that, there are cancers which can be controlled and you can live a normal life. Like I had one lady, is an ovarian cancer lady, was a bank employee. I went for the marriage of her third daughter. And she said, "Thank you, doctor, for giving me this span of life." Because she could, all the three of them were school children when she had the disease. And they all grew up and she could be part of their life. The third one again is getting married. And she said, "What more you want in my life, in your life?" Like that, I think the propagation should go that cancer is a curable disease. So that means the fear complex of cancer has to be thrown away from the minds of the people. The first slide and the first question I always ask is cancer curable? The second question is, what about the quality of life? Third is the advance of treatment where we have reached. And we have conquered the disease. To say that an early diagnosis and a proper treatment is the answer. I think that's the message you have to give back. And our caption in Cochin Cancer City for the same thing is, KNOW, no cancer, then there is no cancer. N, no cancer. You have put it as a no cancer, better. We have put it as KNOW cancer, then there is NO, no cancer. That means no cancer, then you do not have to fear about cancer. I think that should be the caption which that's a caption which Cochin Cancer Society has gone through. And again, I am happy to be amongst you for some time and sharing my thought process. I think I would have been happy to be live with you for this program because I think they were much more lively at that time. Thank you once again. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gangadharan sir, for emphasizing the importance of early detection and prevention, and thank you for your time. Let me now call upon Mr. Mahadevan Iyer, advisor of CIS, for conveying the CIS appreciation message.
Good evening to all. Honorable Minister Dr. Harshvardhan ji, His Excellency Mr. C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Dr. Gangadharan ji, Dr. Vinod, First Secretary, Dr. Amir Ahmed, Madam Puna Al-Faraj, Vibish ji, CAS President, Secretary, Advisors and Executive Members of Center for India Studies. Good evening to all. It has been a great 2 weeks of No Cancer Better Awareness campaign. This campaign was a result of great teamwork, support and thought process aligned together to give the best results. It is with great honor and pleasure that I stand here today in acknowledging a great effort executed by a brilliant team of Center for India Studies wholeheartedly appreciates the great support and encouragement given by the Indian Embassy officials under the leadership of His Excellency C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Kuwait. For any events to happen, there has to be subject matter experts and alignment at the correct time. We had the fortune in having Indian Doctors Forum Kuwait under the able leadership of Dr. Amir Ahmad, wholeheartedly supporting and standing by us throughout the series. The pamphlets prepared under the able guidance of specialists was an icing. All the 23 organizations participated equally, contributed to the grand success of the program. Without their support, this would not have been possible. Our thanks and appreciation to all doctors and organizations for their active participation. We would also like to place a note of appreciation on all technical supporters and well-wishers, those who have silently and immensely contributed to the huge success of this event. We would thank each one of you for the selfless, committed, and active participation for the last 2 weeks. I once again appreciate all and expect active participation in all our future programs. Thanks once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mahadevanji. The 13 days extended cancer awareness campaign was successfully collaborated and coordinated with 23 major organizations in Kuwait. Without their support and cooperation, this day won't be happening. It is the time to appreciate each organization which truly reflected their social commitment and serving the society. Unfortunately, as of the time constraints, we couldn't accommodate all of them to be directly involved in Samarok. Today we have representatives from 2 of the 23 organizations who joined hands in with CIS and IDF. We have Father John Jacob from St. Stephen Indian Orthodox Church Kuwait and Ms. Nisha Omanekuttan, advisor of Madhur Samiti Seva Darshan Kuwait with us. I would like to invite Mr. Mahendra Prathapan, advisor of CIS, to honor Father John Jacob from St. Stephen Indian Orthodox Church Kuwait and Ms. Nisha from Madhur Samiti Seva Darshan. Now, our Mahendra Prathapan ji is honoring Father John Jacob from St. Stephen Orthodox Church. Now, honoring Ms. Nisha from Madhur Samiti Seva Darshan. Thank you. Thank you, Mahendra Prathapan ji. Thank you, Ms. Nisha, and thank you, Father John Jacob. Feedback is one of the most important and strong way for many means of communication. CIS always seeks feedback from whoever we associate. We heard from all those participated in this event with CIS, and as you all know, the event has its own time agenda, and we are limited with showcasing the experience from our different stakeholders. We really wish all our 23 organizations' feedback to be included in this event, but within this short period of time frame, we couldn't accommodate all. Today, we have one of the representation from Anjuman-e-Burhani Dawood Bora community, Mr. Yahya Baizab Basri, President of Anjuman-e-Burhani, with us. He is the Minister of Religion in the administration of His Holiness, Dr. Saidana Mufadal Saifuddin Sahib. Mr. Yahya has the wide experience over 50 years in the administration and management of community affairs and has served as President of Anjuman-e-Burhani in various cities in India and abroad. It's my pleasure to welcome you, sir, for sharing your experience about this campaign.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honorable Minister Dr. Vardhan and Your Excellency Shri C.B. George, Ambassador of India, or other dignitaries and my friend.
Sir, we are not getting volume here, sir. Could you please keep the mic closer?
मुझे आपसे लोगों से मिलकर बड़ी खुशी हुई है कि आपने CIS कुवैत ने ये कैंसर का जो प्रोग्राम मुनअक़िद किया, ऑर्गेनाइज किया, उससे हमें बड़ी खुशी हुई है और हमारी कम्युनिटी जो कुवैत के अंदर रहती है उन्होंने उसमें पार्टिसिपेट किया। हमारे सैयदना मुफद्दल सैफुद्दीन हमेशा इस बात के ऊपर ताकीद करते हैं कि अच्छी जिंदगी गुजारने के लिए, हेल्दी लाइफ गुजारने के लिए सेहत अवेयरनेस की बहुत ज़रूरत है। और आप लोगों ने इस सिलसिले में जो इफर्ट्स और जो मेहनत की और जो ऑर्गेनाइज किया, उससे हमारी कम्युनिटी के अंदर एक अवेयरनेस भी आई, एक जागृति आई जिसे कहते हैं। और सैयदना भी हमेशा इस सिलसिले में हमारे बहुत कोशिश करते हैं और इसी तरह इंडियन गवर्नमेंट भी इस सिलसिले में हमेशा हमको सपोर्ट भी करते हैं। जब भी हमारी तरफ से और बोहरा कम्युनिटी की तरफ से इस सिलसिले के अंदर कोई भी प्रोग्राम होता है तो हम इस सिलसिले में आपके बहुत से शुक्रगुजार है, खासतन ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर्स का, जो हर्षवर्धन का, और हिंदुस्तान के हमारे सफीर ऑनरेबल श्री सीबी जॉर्ज को भी मैं बहुत तहे दिल से बोहरा कम्युनिटी की तरफ से शुक्रगुजार हूँ। इसी तरह जो भी डॉक्टर्स इस सिलसिले के अंदर शामिल हुए हैं उन डॉक्टरों का भी मैं तहे दिल से शुक्रगुजार हूँ। खासतन इस डॉक्टरों जिन्होंने इस सिलसिले में काफ़ी मेहनत की है और उन्होंने इफर्ट्स किया है और ये ऑर्गेनाइज नो कैंसर बेटर ये प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज करने के अंदर उन्होंने जो मेहनत की है और उन्होंने जो ताउन किया है, इससे मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ। खासतन डॉक्टर सुरेंद्र नायक, मिस्टर सुधीर फ्रॉम CIS and Mr. Surjit from CIS, डॉक्टर मोहन राम इन और अदर्स जिन्होंने भी इस सिलसिले में, और हमारे यहाँ के डॉक्टर जूजर भाई वगैरह का मैं तहे दिल से शुक्रगुजार हूँ। और जब भी आप लोगों इस सिलसिले के अंदर जो भी कोशिश करेंगे और सेहत के लिए जो भी आपकी तरफ से प्रोग्राम होगा उस सिलसिले में हमारे बोहरा कम्युनिटी हमेशा आपको ताउन करती रहेगी। मैं इस दुआ करता हूँ कि दुनिया के अंदर अमन और अमान के साथ अमन और अमान कायम हो और हमारा देश और कुवैत दोनों के दरमियान भी अच्छे ताल्लुकात हमेशा बरसों से रहे हैं और अच्छे ताल्लुकात बाकी रहे। और हिंदुस्तान और कुवैत के दरमियान और कुवैत गवर्नमेंट ने जितने भी हिंदुस्तानी लोगों यहाँ रहते हैं, कुवैत गवर्नमेंट भी हमको बहुत ही साथ देती है और हिंदुस्तान के लोगों और हिंदुस्तान की गवर्नमेंट भी हमको बहुत साथ देते हैं। मैं सबका शुक्रगुजार हूँ, खासतन डॉक्टरों का मैं आप शुक्रगुजार हूँ। जय भारत, जय हिंद।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Vijesh, CIS Executive Member, for the vote of thanks.
Namaste and good evening to everyone. We have reached the end of this beautiful function today. I am Vijesh, CIS Executive Member. Take this opportunity to put my gratitude into words. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty God for making today's function a great success. On behalf of the CIS Kuwait, all executive members and advisors, wholeheartedly, I must thank Honorable Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, Dr. Harshvardhan ji, for giving us your valuable time and message for our esteemed program. Thank you, sir, for assisting and encouraging all of us. I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to our Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency C.B. George, for his presence in the function. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your inspiring and motivating words and unconditional support and encouragement. Also, we express our sincere gratitude to all embassy officials for their kind support and assistance. I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to our guest of honor, Dr. Ali Al-Musawi, Director, Kuwait Cancer Control Center and President, Kuwait Medical Association, for his presence in the function. Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your inspiring and motivating words. I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to our honorable guest, Dr. Gangadharan, Senior Consultant and HOD of Medical and Pediatric Oncology, Lakeshore Hospital, Kochi, and founder, Cochin Cancer Society, for his presence in the function. Thank you, sir, for your enlightening us with your inspiring and motivating words. I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to our guest of honor, Ms. Muna Al-Arfaj, Vice Chairman, Al-Arfaj Holding Company, and co-founder, Harmony House Meditation Center, Kuwait, for your presence in the function. Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us with your inspiring and motivating words. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Amir Ahmad, President, and all the officials of Indian Doctors Forum Kuwait and Kuwait Medical Association. I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to Dr. Vinod, First Secretary, Indian Embassy, for the virtual honoring video release. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to Mr. Jona Manjali for the technical support provided for today's program. Thank you, Mr. Jona. I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to all doctors, association executive members, and all the participants for giving their time and effort in making this 13 days program a big success. Heartfelt congratulations to the organizing team and all the well-wishers and supporters for the hard work which has made this function a memorable one for all of us. Thank you, CS Kuwait and Indian Doctors Forum, for working closely to mark this function with a great success. Once again, thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Vijesh. This is not the end, but a showcasing of our responsibilities, commitments to society as an individual and a group. Thank you once again being a part of this remarkable event, and hopefully CIS will meet you all soon with many upcoming projects. Thank you all. Good night. Namaste.